welcome back to our channel. So today's video is a long video but an exciting one. I have a special guest with me today.
Hi. I'm not that special, but
you don't make
I'm not that frequent here. Yeah.
On this channel. But anyway, I brought Ryan along with me because he's my birth partner, and obviously there's certain things that I may miss out, may not have realised that had happened, and he can give you the full details. So yeah, today is episode 8, labour story. Anyways guys, so we're gonna start
how do you want to start this?
Open the book.
So obviously when Tanya started discussing things with everyone, I realised, like, what the hell, you're not saying you're missing out this, or you've said that in the wrong order. And I was thinking, either she doesn't remember, or she doesn't want to tell them, or something's not adding up. So then I was like, babe, why don't we write this down and go through it? And when we were writing it all down, that's when I realised you don't remember.
We're going to start with Thursday the 29th of October 2022. Yeah.
That's not Thursday 29th, but that's the 27th.
29, he was born on the 29th.
Yeah, and he was born on a Saturday.
Thursday the 27th.
Thursday the 27th of October. So we're about like 41 weeks pregnant now. We're coming up to 41 weeks the next day, which would be the 28th. So coming up to 41. If you hear any like kutaing in the background, yeah,
like murmuring.
You're murmuring. It's the little boy. 4
or 5 days or week before, I can't remember. Yeah, no timeline on this. I actually had the sweep first. So I had a sweep done. If you don't know what a sweep is, this is what a sweep is. I'm just going to put it up here. So I had that done, and I really did think that I was going to go into labour. If you haven't seen my TikTok, I'm going to put it up here. So yeah, Tanya, editing skills need to be on point. So I'm going to be 40 weeks pregnant tomorrow. I've just done my sweep. So let's see if anything happens. But yeah, I'm just bouncing on this ball. I haven't felt anything different. I've had a bit of bleeding, but normal. But yeah, I'll update you guys 48 hours or next week. Guys, it's been 6 hours since, and I've just lost my mucus plug. Whoop whoop whoop. I can feel a little bit more coming out, but yeah. But this is my TikTok. So this is straight after I had the sweep done. I lost my mucus plug after the sweep. So here's my video. I really thought I was gonna go into labour. Ah, what a joke. Anyway.
I thought the same, because the way she was making it out, she was like, they do it and then it's gonna like go. I was thinking, yeah.
So I had my sweep done. Really did think I was going to go into labour. I did feel like a lot of different things that I haven't felt throughout my whole pregnancy. Just to let you know, like, alhamdulillah, I did have the best pregnancy. Like, it was easy going. I didn't have like severe morning sickness and all of that. So I
actually didn't have sorry to interrupt, but like morning sickness, they said it was like for boys it's common or something, whereas you literally had it maybe, probably I'll remember, for like 5 days out of the whole 9 months.
Yeah. I had my sweep done. I didn't go into labour, obviously, but it was a good experience. I didn't feel uncomfortable for any women that are out there getting nervous for the sweep. I was actually quite confident. I did breathing techniques when she shoved her hand up me and that. And then I don't think I had contractions. I did feel different, but I didn't have any contractions, right? I didn't have it for the first sweep. That's my first sweep done. She then booked me into
I was getting confused now. Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's before this day, innit?
Yeah,
before
I had 2 sweeps. I had 2 sweeps.
Yeah.
She then booked me into then booked me in, and I had another sweep, which was a week later. So this is 2 weeks ago then, from the 27th. So then I've had another sweep, and yeah, went on to that sweep. They did the same thing. She said to me I was 1 centimetre dilated.
They said that on the second sweep.
On the second sweep, 1 centimetre. I came home and I was like, I'm 1 centimetre dilated. If anyone's not like thing with pregnancy, I only found out about this stuff after I got pregnant, but basically you need to be 9 centimeters to be giving birth and pushing.
10, isn't it?
Is it 10?
10 to give birth, and then 4 to be in active labour, and yeah.
This is my little midwife here.
Oh my God.
After she already booked me in for the, what is this called?
I forget the name of it. It's called propane or propane or something.
Okay. I'll Google it and put it, whatever it is, I'll put it up here. That's what it was called.
Hormone release.
So I was booked in for this hormone release. I'll put the name up of it here. And then I was also booked into an inducing the drip, basically to be induced. So she's booked me in for 2. So she said just in case that they don't have the chance to see me again, because I was so late into my pregnancy, they booked me in for the drip already. basically, because I had 2 sweeps done, and she was hoping that after my second sweep something would take place, but it didn't. Anyway, so I went into this appointment at 10 AM in the morning. Me and Ryan all like positive, just going in. They basically took us into like a little room. She basically went through what it was, how it works, and all of that stuff. To be fair, at this time I didn't really care for the information. Like, I didn't really care to like understand what she was saying to me. I just wanted him out so bad and wanted to start labor so bad. So I kind of would have taken anything at that point. So here's some footage from when we went to that appointment, which is... This baby's gonna come out.
Guys, I'm so super nervous, man, I'll be honest with you, but I'm not even going through it, so I just wanted it to come out. I want it to come out tomorrow, so I'm hoping it's like a long process, but then we have to go home.
I'll be in pain for 24 hours.
Yeah, but anyway, see ya.
I look like shit. Guys, got another 20 minutes left of this. It looks absolutely disgusting. But yeah.
Exactly, so what we'll do, when you go home, you've got all the numbers, as she said though, 3 contractions in 10 minutes, called pregnancy advice line. You can always come in and be assessed, especially by the birth centre.
Yeah, 10 AM we go in for that tampon.
So it's like a little tampon
thing.
and they literally put it up you and it releases your hormones to hopefully start labour, basically, as easy as that. Yeah, so she did that. Oh, bear in mind I was having contractions before this, but they were happening very, very late, because I remember her saying, do you feel certain pain and stuff? Out, yeah, so I was having contractions, but anyway, they were really, really painful. But I think it's because I had 2 sweeps done prior to this appointment. So I was having contractions. They weren't lasting long and they were not frequent at all, but I was feeling a certain amount of pain every however minutes, don't really know, was just in pain. So when I went to this appointment and they put it up me, I can't lie, personally I feel like it was instant. Like, it was an instant feeling of it being released in my body and an instant feeling of pain.
I think it was as well, because when you look at the charts, there was movement happening like quite quickly.
Yeah, I did feel pain, and I remember saying to Ryan like, don't talk at certain points. I was like breathing, I was like...
Because they put it in you and then they obviously go and see other people and they leave you in the room.
How long
and
did
they
she
monitor
first say?
you.
1 hour?
So first they so first they said we'll monitor you for like 45 minutes, let's say 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour. Then obviously they started noticing some irregularities and they're like, alright, we'll do another hour.
Yeah.
And then it goes up to about 12 o'clock.
Yeah, so then 12 o'clock, bear in mind guys, that the pain, it is quite painful. It was bearable, but it was quite painful. No, so still.
The anomalies were him moving around inside you and they couldn't get a heartbeat, and then the heartbeat was going really high and really low, and they didn't know whether that was because of the hormone release or was that because the machine wasn't picking it up.
And then I remember the doctor saying, are you having contractions? And then I was like, no. And then I was like, oh, actually I'm having one right now. And then they kind of like did a little bit of whispering. I know I'm jump forwarding, but come on, I was just in pain for 2 hours basically. Yeah. So when the doctor came, oh, the midwife saw this up and down and she was a bit concerned, so she went and called a doctor. Now your turn, because I'm in pain at this point.
And then the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Oh. So the doctor comes in and then she's like, oh yeah, I think, you know what we need to do? We need to keep you here for 6 hours and we're going to monitor you for 6 hours. Midwife's like, nah, you know what? Go home. Tell her
go home, relax, go have a bath, watch a movie.
Still saying, no, 6 hours. And then the midwife's saying, no, let her go home, let her go home. And then,
and then I went home.
You go home now, come back tomorrow.
But little did I know.
Yeah, come back tomorrow at 7 AM or 10 AM or something. They said 24 hours has to go past, isn't it? So
yeah, because that thing that's supposed to be in you for 24 hours. Basically.
Yeah, obviously, let's fast forward it. When we get home, she's literally in so much like pain with contractions, and she's saying, well, we're both like kind of laughing about it, but she's not really laughing. And she was like, how did she tell me to relax, listen to music?
Yeah, kind of, you know, what the flip.
With the little stopwatch timer, we're timing the contractions, and they are frequent, but then they start dropping off, dropping off, but they're a lot more frequent than before the thing went up inside you.
Like, they just kept coming and going, to a point I genuinely thought I was in labour. You know what's so crazy? All I remember is being in the night time. I don't remember the daytime.
The daytime, yeah, we was there like 3-4 o'clock, timing it, and she was in so much pain. She was like, I need to sleep, I need to relax, because they said you need to be relaxed before you actually give birth, because if you're tired before you give birth, you won't be able to push. Up until about 6 o'clock, she's in and out of sleep, in and out of really bad pain.
6 p.m.
About 6 p.m. She rushed to the toilet. She's like, my water broke. And then I looked and I was like, there's nothing there. Yeah, first time I was like, oh my god, no, there's nothing.
I genuinely believe I felt like I was pissing myself.
Yeah. Okay. Second time, that's when I was like, she's done it twice now. Okay, cool. No, actually no. The third time I thought that. The first 2 times I was concerned. I come running over and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like, what's going on? And then I was like, there's nothing there. She told me check the pad. There's nothing there. Cool.
This is the time. 10. So I got up from the bed and sat on my chair because I was going on like different like positions trying to feel comfortable, whatever. So I got up and I sat on my chair and I wasn't feeling comfortable at all. But let me tell you my feelings point of view.
Yeah, go on.
So I was really tired.
You're literally sat up here and you're like,
guys, you need to remember, like, I've now been up for a long amount of time because the night before I couldn't sleep either. I'm heavily pregnant. I can't sleep. I'm in so much pain. My back is like aching. Like, this one's kicking me all night. Like, so yeah, then I felt a little bit, I felt really shit. I'd gone from that position to now my chair position. But that means, yeah, I was feeling leakage.
Yeah, before, but then the pad was soaking it up. You know that? The thing you're wearing they was soaking it up, but then it didn't look any different. Whereas this time, when it was happening, you know, in the movies, yeah, where it just comes flushing out, everyone's like, it doesn't happen like that. So this was
they all told me it would not happen like that, and
this is what was happening. And the nappy thing was just like the color changed of it. It was so overflown. There was water everywhere, over the chair, over my carpet, it was everywhere, innit? And that point I was like, oh my god, your water's broke. And she started going a bit like, not crazy, but you were getting stressed out. And I was like, listen, we gotta calm down. Any stress on this baby, it's not gonna end well. So we gotta be calm. And then I was like, call up the number and we're gonna tell them the water broke. By
the time I'm looking away, it's because I'm actually going back
that's
into
fine,
that moment.
You're visualizing the memory, that's calm.
I wasn't crying or anything. Like, the amount of pain I was in, I wasn't crying or anything.
You was like really stressed out for about 1 minute, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then when I told you calm down, that you was like completely calm.
Yeah. I'm quite good with like.
Yeah, because then I think you must have been thinking the same thing then. Like, shit, if I'm too much.
I'll be honest, my biggest fear was obviously losing him. Like, let's be real. That was my biggest fear. And like, I was so scared that anything would happen to him. So when Ryan had told me like, stay calm, whatever, he got the towels and stuff. Like, I can't complain. Like, you was there, like, active, present.
At that time, I thought, no, there's no water break. And then when I saw it, I was like, what the?
He went running. I went running back to get towels and shit.
No, he's getting scared. Oh, no, he's gonna scream. You know what, when we called the number up, so we called the number then, the midwife number, the 24/7 number, and you're like, oh, Tanya was like, oh, I'm just calling, my water just broke. And then I think the woman probably thought, oh, fuck's sake, what are we on about? And then she was like, when did it break then? And then you're like, literally just now. And then she was like, oh, and then she was like, then she started taking you a bit seriously, and then she was like, what does the colour look like? No, after she asked you what colour it looked like,
because obviously, like, there's a concern if it
seriously.
has a different colour, if it smells a bit funny, it could be a sign of infection. So they ask you all these questions. And I also had to explain the fact that I had the tampon, I don't know what to call it, the hormone release up, so I had to explain that. But then she was like, oh, is the hormone release still up there? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, well.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. They were just thinking, this girl was like, first time mum, she's probably just thinking,
don't know what she's doing.
Don't know what yeah, exactly.
Because basically, imagine I had gushing water, guys. I'm not joking. Like, if I could find a picture of a meme or something to explain how much water came out of me, it was like so much water. Now I genuinely believe I had so much water in me while I was pregnant. It's why I was so heavy. But I talk about my weight loss journey after. But she was so shocked that, imagine with all that water, I'm actually shocked thinking about it now, that little piece of material that's up me didn't come out. So when she said to me, oh, it didn't come out, and I was like, no, like, that's weird, you know, why didn't it come out? So yeah, anyway, she kind of stressed me out when she said to me, why did it come out?
But then she said, oh yeah, just stay at home, innit?
Yeah.
Wait, let me check my phone.
She did say stay at home.
Yeah, she said, oh yeah, just stay at home, you gotta wait until your contractions are so like unbearable. And then she was like, you need to feel pain in your back, your this, your that. Yeah. And once you get all of that, then you're in active labour, right?
But I genuinely believe, I still believe it till this day, I have such high pain tolerance, because the amount of pain I was in prior to whatever stage I come up to later on in this video, I was able to do that without paracetamol, without painkiller, without anything. And the only time it was really bad is just before my hormone drip. But anyway, we'll get into that. So, anyway, it comes, what time? Midnight. I remember this.
You still got contractions, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still contracting, you know, maybe every 5 minutes, every 4 minutes. Some of them were every
3 minutes.
Every 3 minutes. But it was very like, it wasn't regular, so we were like chilling, waiting, whatever.
They did tell you to come anyway for 10 AM, innit?
Yeah, but wait. What the hell?
Oh yeah, the thing came out, innit, at 1. Was it 1 o'clock or was it? What time did it fall out?
So moving on, I went to the toilet, yeah, and this is probably the first big piss I've needed to do. Oh, bear in mind,
I've done a couple others and I was just holding the
but this one was like, I needed to piss like so bad. Bear in mind, yeah, when you're heavily pregnant like this and you're going through all of this, you feel like you need to poo. So in that time frame, I kept saying, I need to poo. Do you remember? Like, I need to poo, I need to poo, I need to poo. But every time I went to poo, the poo was not coming out. Like, so I didn't really need to. Well, after I went to piss, the little hormone release fell out. So it fell out and went plopped right into the toilet.
Yeah, it fell out and then she's screaming saying, oh my god, what is that? What's inside the toilet? I thought, yeah, wallah, I know this sounds messed up, yeah. I thought the baby came out of the toilet because the way she was screaming. And then I come over to the toilet and I was like, that's the thing that, literally I looked at her and I was like, that's the thing that was inside you. Because all the other times, a bit too much detail. Every other time she went to the toilet, I was holding the little string, the little tampon string thing on the side so that she wouldn't get it wet. Yeah. So this time round, she went to the toilet all independent by herself. So when she went all independent by herself, it fell out. But she didn't know what it looked like. She obviously can't see inside, so she thought, what the fuck is that? There's something in the toilet. And then I was like, babe, that's the thing that was inside you. I told you I should have held it, and you know, it came out. But it came out.
Anyway, fast forward, my pain went from all the way up here to just happening every 5 minutes to 10 minutes to half an hour. The contractions were not regular at all. So that's how I know this little piece of thing was actually doing something to my body, and I genuinely believe if it didn't fall out, I would have had a normal
maybe
birth.
A natural.
Maybe. Anyway, everything happens for a reason.
Anyway,
my
neck is hurting.
Yeah, so we called the midwife and that, and then she basically said, oh, why don't you get that little piece of thing, yeah, and stick it back up for you?
Because it's a prescribed drug from the doctors, you can only have one in 24 hours and you only get one shot at it. So they were saying if it fell out...
It fell out in my piss, man.
You can't put that infected thing back inside you. I don't know what she was thinking, saying, grab it. And she said, you could do it yourself at home if you want, or come bring it along with you like in a test tube and fucking we'll put it back inside.
It's funny now, at the time it was not fucking funny, like I had the most serious... Actually, did I laugh?
No, you was like on the phone talking to her and I was like, babe, damn, what the fuck, it's infected. And you're like, I can't really like, and
it's all broken.
I'm on the back, I was like, fucking Dylan, you're not putting that shit inside you.
Guys, my water has just broken. When I mean, it was like the movies, it came gushing out. Oh
yeah, but it wasn't supposed to be like the movies, babe. Alright, let's go.
Let's go, okay. I don't have time. Cool. She told us come in. We went in, and then we just...
They did another sweep.
It wasn't another sweep, she was just checking how dilated I am. So she wasn't actually doing the sweep, she was just checking the actual thing. So we went in, and what did she say? 2 centimeters?
2 centimeters and go home.
Yeah, she said 2 centimeters, you're not ready to give birth, goodbye.
So what's happened is we come here, they said that she needs to go home and then come back out. So kind of a false alarm, but not really a false alarm. But the baby will be born, inshallah, tomorrow.
Now they're a little bit more concerned, but not as concerned as they should be.
Obviously, I was concerned, babe. Yeah, from the moment your water broke, that's when
because
when I went on that 3 AM one,
and that I'm gonna say now, to bear that in mind. My waters have broken, and that is like a big thing when you're pregnant, so just keep that in mind because the next stuff will make more sense. So my waters broke at 7 PM.
And now we're like maybe 12 hours
in. Okay.
Going in.
Anyway, woke up the next day. Bear in mind my contractions have literally stopped. They're literally after every half an hour. But let me tell you something. These contractions that were coming really, really late were so freaking painful, and I know why they're so painful. I had 2 sweeps and the hormone release. My body was just in pain, so every time I got the contraction, it was double what I was getting when it was 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. It was like someone was tearing up my vagina. Okay, we woke up in the morning, went to the hospital. Hospital's so shit. They went upstairs, checked the baby's heartbeat, checked mine. They said, you're fine, come back at 7 PM.
Now they actually said, yeah, around 5, 6 o'clock we'll have beds available, come around that time. That's what they said, 5, 6 p.m.
Bear in mind, when they say beds, they're saying so I can be on the drip, which is another like hormone release, but it's through
oxytocin drip. It's an artificial oxytocin.
Oh my god, when I think about all these things.
Yeah, so they send us home, obviously, and then in our heads, we've said this to the midwives already. We're like, oh yeah, it's coming up to 24 hours, like in a couple of hours. By the time we get back, it'll be 24 hours. They're all saying, no, that's manageable. Like, people's water breaks, like...
At 6 months.
6 months, and they give birth later, nothing to worry about. We can give you medication and stuff.
So we went to the hospital around 6 o'clock. We had to call them and ask them, by the way. We went, and then we went back in. They made us wait in the waiting area for 1 hour. In this waiting area, I actually have some footage. I was literally having contractions in the waiting area.
No, but when we got there, they were like, oh, we're prepping your bed now.
But what we learned is that was handover time. I'm just telling you though, my contractions at this point were really, really painful.
Yeah, around 7,
when
8
after my water broke and that, and then the 24 hours, my contractions were so painful. They were coming late, but they were really, really, really painful. Officially at labour ward. Hang on. My hands are shaking. So when we went back into the room, we got our new midwife, whatever. It was a lovely lady, don't get me wrong. We went in, they did the drip. We went in and I was having really bad contractions. She's getting to know me, getting to know us, chatting, asking questions. I'm thinking, bitch, is this not all on my file? Because she literally knows nothing about me. Literally nothing. She knew nothing about me. I thought the hospital would give over information to, I mean, my hospital here would give their notes to my birthing hospital.
Yeah, they were saying stuff like, oh, what's your birth plan, what's your this,
and I'm like,
and we were
I filled all this out for a reason. I've been going to appointments for a reason, and you know
yeah,
nothing.
but they did say it was on the app and on their thing, but like, why is she asking what's your birth plan and all that? Or she was just asking, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm thinking everything is on this like note.
Maybe she was just doing it for chat, babe. I don't remember.
I don't know, but she was not distracting me whatsoever. I was in so much pain.
I'm very nervous. I just want Tanya and the baby to come home in one piece.
Oh, you say stuff like that, so
I'm scared. I'm a scaredy cat.
I had the gas in air, and I'm telling you now, yeah, the pain was just, it was just so bad. Like, I actually feel sorry for myself. That's how much the pain was, and I never feel sorry for myself like that. Like, I genuinely felt sorry for myself. Anyway, she then said, oh, before the drip, she said, this girl cannot handle the drip without pain relief.
Yeah, she was saying, listen, get epidural. She was like, gas and air and that, it's not
I
gonna
was
work
dying through so at the beginning, here's the footage, I was living my best life, and then
like, yeah, gas and air,
and then when the contractions are really hitting, that gas and air was doing nothing for me.
No, so oxytocin started at 10. 1 hour in, she was saying you won't be able to handle it. You was like, I can't handle it. Got epidural at 11. So 1 hour into oxytocin. And bear in mind, with oxytocin, yeah,
she said it intensified. Hello.
It was intensifying.
Guys, I got the epidural. I'll do a label story one day, though.
1 o'clock. Bear in mind, this is a Friday, right? And then the heart rate is starting to fluctuate already. Remember the heart rate and beats and the contractions. So they were kind of like, but they were like, let it kind of settle in a bit more. Epidural, let that settle in, let the oxytocin settle in. Now it goes past midnight now, and then they do the first sweep. Because they do sweeps every 4 hours. And the first sweep happens at about 1, 2 a.m.
She still told me, after 4 hours of the drip, that I'm still 3 centimeters.
2 centimeters.
2 centimeters?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna just talk, not factual.
Is that when they do the catheter and all that stuff? Was that in it?
That was all happening. Yeah. So
and they're doing all the injection. Oh my god.
I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about how I felt, and then we talk about how you felt, because this is now labour.
Oh my god, I'm feeling like thing now already.
So
just thinking about it.
When she was putting the injections and stuff, I felt like I've done quite a lot of blood tests and whatever. I was feeling okay. I just took it on the chin. I don't know
how you was doing that many, babe. Wallah.
Yeah, I just took it. I was like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah, get it. Yeah, we can Stop staring at him.
Okay. Now I was doing the epidural and that. Before, I just asked Ryan to ask all his questions and all of that. And every time the guy said to me, do you have any questions? I'll be like, babe, do you have any questions?
I have loads of questions.
Because I'll be honest, to ask a woman who is in so much pain a question like, do you have any questions? It just goes out of your head. You're not thinking about what can I ask. You just think, I want this pain to go away. When I was getting the epidural, it was quite cold. My back felt cold. That's all I remember.
No,
and
they
then,
do put a cooling sort of
oh,
gel.
did they? I felt so cold, and then he was lining down my back and that. I felt that. When he was putting the injection in, it was like pricking me in my back, but it was calm. I felt okay.
So
epidural worked instantly, by the way.
Epidural,
amazing.
Yeah? Epidural. When the guy was doing the anaesthetist, yeah, I know this sounds like I'm undermining his work, but like, the room was dark, and I even suggested, do you want to turn the light on? He was like, no, this lamp is fine. And he said something, yeah. He said, yeah, oh, but we don't get paid enough. And I just kind of like ignored the comment, but I was thinking, why would you say that to patients? Yeah, you haven't slept properly. You've been in and out of sleep.
Been in and out of sleep. I haven't been able to eat anything, and I've been having that severe contraction pain for so long. So when that happened, it was kind of like a break. And then I remember the woman telling me, the midwife telling me, go to sleep, and I did. I did go to sleep, and yeah, like it was just a waiting game now. It was the hormone drip happening, the epidurals in. Obviously you have to top up your epidural, so it starts off with the most smallest amount, and then you top it up as you go.
Obviously throughout the night, Tanya also missed this out. So yeah, throughout the night you was having thing, but you know, throughout the night she was like sweating and stuff, and they were saying, oh, it might be because of the epidural and that. However, she was doing temperature checks all throughout the night, right? And her temperature was a fever, right?
No, not gonna lie, I was hot.
You was hot, but the temperature thermometer said that she wasn't.
Yeah, but
all night long it kept saying, no, her temperature's fine, but she was sweating, she was hot, she was hot. 7 AM comes when they're doing the next handover, and they're handing over to the next staff. And I remember saying to the midwife, like, oh, we really want the baby to come out while you're working. It was going, like, before everything was going good, we thought, let's give the baby out.
And all I'm having, by the way, is Lucozade. Just keep that in mind.
Because she's been given, the midwife
has been giving me Lucozade.
Lucozade and orange juice.
And orange juice, keep having that.
Yeah.
And that's what I was having constantly.
That's what she was having, and the thermometer kept saying she was fine. Then 7 AM comes, she goes on a break, she never got a chance to have a break, and another midwife just kind of covered
another midwife came
in that lunchtime break, so she could have her lunch break.
Yeah.
They try another thermometer. When she tries the other thermometer, it says that she's got a...
I was 39.5.
You was like really high temperature.
Yeah.
And then that's when they got this sepsis trolley out, yeah, and this trolley was literally like all these more injections and loads more stuff to get sepsis, counter antibiotics.
Basically, I had sepsis.
Sort of stuff. So that's exactly what's happened now. And all night long, they just thought, oh, she's sweating because of the epidural, she's hot because of that. But yeah, it was all because she had a fever, and they were using a faulty thermometer the whole night long.
This is what sepsis is. They did give me antibiotics through that little thing that they stuck in my arm. I'm not joking, I felt like a lab rat. Everything that they were doing to me, I just felt like it was just trial and error, like to see if it works. Let's check this.
Yeah, that's what it was. You're right. Trial and error.
Try this, try that.
Because of the changeover in night shift staff going over to morning shift, the night shift staff come over, the doctors come over, and they do one more sweep. When they do this one more sweep, they checked her and they said 2 centimeters still. At that point, we said, listen, we don't want to carry on anymore. Just give us a C-section. They said, we're sorry, mate. It don't work like that. We got to tell you when it's a C-section. You can't tell us. Yeah, so they were like, you're 2 centimeters still, you're making progress, you're 1 centimeter now, you're 2 centimeters, you've only been on this thing for a while. I said the same thing again. I said, listen,
no, but then you need to remember, we as a couple, as husband and wife, we did want a natural birth.
Yeah, we did, of course.
That's why we were, when they said it, we wasn't
yeah, like, they were saying, oh yeah, well, you're making progress, but all the
yeah.
midwives say, even that middle one who was there for an hour, she was like, listen, darling, you're not going to give birth naturally, get a C-section. She was like, just cut it short. The more pain you go through, the more pain on your baby. You don't want that. Have your C-section. Tell them you want a C-section. Tell them you want a C-section. And that's what we did. We told them we want a C-section. Now, when we said that to them, they were like, listen, it don't work like that. You can't tell us. Yeah, we got to tell you. And she was like, how about this? Instead of doing the next observation in 4 hours, we'll make it 2 hours for you.
Yeah, this is the doctors coming in.
So they said, instead of it being the next observations, yeah, at 12 o'clock, you're 2 centimeters now, we'll do it in 2 hours time and we'll check. And based on that, we'll tell you whether you should have a C-section or not. We thought, you know what, that sounds like a fair deal. 2 hours longer, you can hang in there. If your baby comes out in 2 hours, great, no need for a C-section.
Or if we see there's more improvements, she goes, some people can jump from 2 centimeters to 8 centimeters to 9 centimeters, and labour can start. And then another midwife also said, yeah, you can jump to 9 centimeters and then you can be stuck at 9 centimeters. So around 8 o'clock, the new handover happened. We had a new midwife come through. She was a Pakistani midwife, lovely lady.
She was very nice.
Just going to give her a little shout out here.
Lovely.
She was a very nice person. So she basically said, we can do this. This happens all the time. Why are you drinking Lucozade? She literally was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
And then she explained,
like, get rid of Lucozade, get rid of orange juice. That's all sugars. It's going to spike you up and then crash you down. She said, how about this? Let's try water. She gave her water. I swear, I was looking at the graph. The baby's heart rate, your heart rate, everything was going normal. And she's like, see, look, water compared to Lucozade and orange juice. And we're like, wow. Okay, so then the next observation was supposed to happen around 10 o'clock because they said 2 hours. Bro, it did not happen. They made us wait. Come in for the next observation. My man does it. 10 a.m., let's say 11 a.m., 3 centimeters. And then he says to us, listen, you're making progress. You went from 2 to 3 and can do the jump.
She told me keep going. She's like, I see progress, 3 centimeters.
And then we said, listen, we wanted the C-section we spoke to them in the night, and she said, listen, I think you're making progress. 1 centimeter was more than enough progress. And in my head, I said this to you and I said it to everyone. I was like, she's, you know, potentially got sepsis. She's got sepsis. Water broke ages ago, and we're making 1 centimeter progress every 4 hours. If you want to get to 10 centimeters, do the maths. So I was just saying, like, throughout the night, when we had the night shift midwife, I was like quite optimistic, and I actually thought it's gonna work. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen. Baby's gonna come out, natural delivery. C-section was the last thing on my mind, to be honest. And then when we got to the morning, C-section was still the last thing on my mind. And I still thought it was gonna be a natural delivery probably by midday, let's say. But then it just kept dragging and dragging, and then I don't know, I just felt like, because we've heard so many different people's opinions, so many different people's like doctors and all that speak, I just thought, you know what, let's just get over and done with.
Yeah, I was so mentally drained out. I was just like, I was just so drained out. I wasn't happy. I was so sad. And then 4 hours, I was really sad. Like, I just,
you know what, I was tired. I just felt on edge. I just felt tired, on edge. I just felt like uncertain. You know what I mean? Like, you don't feel stable in that situation. You're just like, anything can happen. I could leave the room, come back here, and you could be like potentially dying. It's like that. It's like life.
You didn't leave the room though.
And obviously you're going through so much, babe. It's like you're crying, not crying, but like you're going through pain.
I cried once, and I tell you when, because you haven't got to the bit yet.
And it's just like pain and the amount of injections you're taking. I'm thinking to myself, bro, I could not do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you're just sat there like, you're not you're not a helpless guy, just sat there just watching someone, just the person you love, like going through pain. And hey Papa, hey Papa, are you okay?
Afterwards, it was around 2 o'clock now, around 2:30 actually, I'd say. And then I just started like being like, guys, I just want to say something. And then they were like, what? I was like, I have really bad back pain. And then she said, okay. And then she moved me and she tried to make me more comfortable.
She did that for many hours.
Yeah, and then I said, no, I have really severe back pain. Like, I feel like there's someone is getting a hammer and hammering down the right side of my back. And even to this point I'm so glad I do everything with my left hand, like left shoulder, burping him, whatever, holding the baby, everything I do naturally with my left. But my right was in so much pain. I literally was, that's when I first started crying. Like, I wasn't crying like, oh, my back is in so much pain. I was like, tears are just flowing down my eyes.
I just want to say, he's laughing his head off. He's laughing his head off.
After, I was like, can you guys get the guy, like, you know, like, I'm in so much pain. And he came in. I'm not sure if he came in. Hello.
He's laughing.
I'm not sure if he came in.
Don't laugh at your mummy like that.
I'm not sure if he came in and said to me that, yeah, the epidural failed on the right side of my back. When did I find that piece of information out? So you managed a lamb chops. Oini.
Oh.
Lamb chop.
At 2 p.m. they did
2 p.m.
one more observation and they did another sweep. He said 4 centimeters and the doctor said, yeah, carry on. You can keep doing it. You've made another progress. And at that point, we were like, we want a C-section. He was like, listen, just carry on. But then in between that, after he left the room, that's when you're like, the pain in my back is just unbearable.
I couldn't even.
It's crazy. And then midwife goes out of her way, and she's like, listen, I'm gonna go find that anaesthesis. And then she can't find him. And then she keeps looking for him. She's like, he's busy, he's coming. He comes along at 3 o'clock. He's like, he has a look and he's like, he said, oh, he made like a couple of remarks. He said, oh, I hate when he does it like this.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, huh? I was like, hey, what? And then he was like, oh no, it's just different styles of doing epidural, innit? That's how he tried to pass it off. Anyway, he basically said, yeah, the epidural is failing on your body because he's only done it on one side. And he was like, Tanya, for a girl who's only had epidural on one side of your back for this long, you've done amazing. We're gonna sort this out for you.
So don't get me wrong, I was feeling back pain before this, prior to this, but it was like, oh yeah, okay, I can deal with it. I'm not dealing with contractions, I can deal with a bit of back pain. It's probably because I've been lying down for probably 30 hours. So when it got to that point, I'm not joking, it was unbearable. Basically said that the epidural basically didn't work on the right side of my body. So yeah. Then
that point
we said, like, I want a C-section. I don't care what you say, I want it now. Because the doctor made a little comment saying, oh yeah, it's only gone up to 4 centimeters. It's not likely for you to have a natural birth.
No, so yeah, when an hour before that, when he did the sweep, that's what he said. We said to him, listen, doctor, we've been going on for hours and hours.
But
you're not giving us the C-section.
But we were scheduled for a C-section after that. But it was just not an emergency. Yeah,
he was like, all right, we'll book you in, but like, you're gonna keep going. And we were saying to him, like, how long are we gonna keep going? 1 centimeter every 4 hours. My
body's taking in every single pain, and then I was just like, I can't. And I think he knew, because I was like saying to my midwife and right hand, get the guy, is he here? Yeah, is he here? Where is he? Where is he?
That was a whole hour, man. You don't even realize.
I don't realize.
She kept saying 5 minutes.
I just had my eyes closed and I was just like,
you're on one side of the bed sweating,
hot.
And
I had a bloody infection.
Oh my God.
So I went into the theatre room to like actually get started at 3:59. It started at 3:59 and he was born at 4:19. C-section.
So we go in for the emergency C-section after he says it. It takes him about an hour to prep, but at that time we didn't realise it was taking. Time was just going slow, like.
Yeah. And then they have to do another, like, what's it called? Spinal. They popped me to the side and he said, can you feel the pain? And I was still feeling all the pain, like everything. Even when I was in that theatre room, I could
You reacted really well to the injections they gave on the theatre bed though.
20 minutes. They cut me open, got my baby out, 20 minutes. And what I went through, I would do a C-section from the beginning if I knew. Because I was in labour for so long and obviously the drip for so long.
Uterus soft.
Yeah, my uterus was so soft that they're struggling to put it back together. What I went through to even get the emergency C-section was nothing compared to the actual theatre room. Because I don't know how I was even mentally strong, but I just told myself, this is it.
You signed your life away.
I am going to meet my baby. Like, that is it. Like, this is the moment. No matter what, God forbid, but like, alhamdulillah, he came out alive. Even if he wasn't, I'm going to meet him. Like, there's no way that he can be inside me.
That was it.
Which means that there's no way that I will be in any more pain until the C-section pain. But the pain I was living right there and then, and the contractions and mentally and everything, I did not care about anything but just being alive, healthy, and him to be alive and healthy. Because I genuinely believe if we kept going and listening to what they were saying, I could have lost my own life and I would have lost his life. Because I had a severe infection. My waters have been like broken more than 36 hours now. They were just taking me for a joke, thinking, oh yeah, I can do it, I can do it. If I physically am telling you I can't do it, I can't do it. Do you know what I mean?
And if you make a massive mistake with the epidurals or one side failing, one side.
He's looking at me in so much love, like, you know what?
He's hearing the whole story for the first time.
I love you so much.
Congratulations! You know what I say? Can you see what it is?
It's a boy. So, okay. Yeah. Are you shaking because you're nervous, or is it something else?
Excited.
Huh?
Excited.
Excited. It's out of you now. That's it.
Congratulations, Tanya. So you have a little family time, then I'm going to take him and do him. Okay. And I do the check and everything, give vitamin K.
Okay, how much did you weigh?
I haven't weighed.
Okay.
I wanted you to have a look before. I did. Yeah? Alright, lovely. Should I give it to you? Because he won't be able to hold him around.
Okay. Oh, you can't even record it.
Okay, I'll do your family video. Is it this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we just went. The guys in the C-section team were lovely.
Oh my god, they were amazing.
No, so this what happened in the C-section room. This is what you're saying, yeah?
Okay.
So the baby got cut open, right? Bro. He's out of the thing, he was just like flapping around a bit. And then Tanya obviously was like, is everything okay? And they must have got him and just gave him a little whack. And then he was like...
They just probably like shook him a little bit.
Because before that, he was out for about 10 seconds, but he didn't make any noise.
No, longer than that. Watch the video, longer than 10 seconds.
20 seconds?
30.
He was
That's
out
a long time.
For 30 seconds, let's say, he was out, but he wasn't making no noise. And in that moment,
for me to be having a C-section, that 30 seconds felt like so long. And this guy's not even telling me, yeah, baby, don't worry, the baby's born.
No, but I didn't even realise, baby, because I was so engrossed in our conversation that we were having.
Then afterwards, they couldn't do skin to skin, which was heartbreaking, but it is what it is.
I got to cut his umbilical cord.
Yeah, they got to weigh him. They did the keratin injection. He literally had love at first sight and left me, like genuinely left me, yeah, but it's calm, whatever. Then anyway, so they basically, after the C-section was done, he kept saying to me, yeah, Michael, kept saying to me, okay, now move your body to the left when you pick me up and stuff like that. Yeah, and I was there like, okay.
And then they're like, oh, you're good, you're too weak, you're not going to be able to move for a while.
Yeah, because I was completely numb, I wasn't able to move. Just as they was picking me up, I was like, I'm gonna vomit, and then I leant over, to the left, and I just vomited, and I felt so good. Bear in mind, I haven't eaten in 2 days, literally 2 days, yeah. So I felt so good vomiting that stupid, probably was all the Lucozade. It was green vomit, by the way. The vomit was green. When they put me onto the bed, that's the first time I got to hold my little baby.
Can't believe that's your kid.
And they moved me along to
the
next room, which is basically where all the women in that, after they had their C-sections, they basically go into that room. I just want to say, someone kept asking me on DMs actually, if we were allowed visiting. Because I had an emergency C-section, and the ward I went to after my emergency C-section, it only allows the husband, and if I had other children, it would be my husband and my other children.
Or your birth partner, no? Whoever your birth
partner. Whoever your birth partner was, but it could only be one person. And if you have kids, it could be your one person plus your kids, of course. But so he wasn't with me at all times after. But anyway, that's another.
It's until 10 PM, innit?
Yeah. So after we got out, we waited 1 hour. Me and Ryan just soaked it up a little bit, took a few pictures.
Oh yeah, that was like one-on-one time. When I looked at him, babe, I just, you know, you said, oh, I would love at first sight. You're actually right.
We called everyone, and then what was so funny, I called my brother.
Oh my days, he's at a wedding, isn't he?
He was at a wedding. Here's his reaction.
His best mate's wedding. They're at a wedding, and
I called him, and then we FaceTimed him, and then he wanted to show everyone the baby, and
Tanya's
I was
like
literally naked.
I was like, bro, this like a one-on-one call, like.
Okay, so then after I had given birth and all of that, they took me downstairs after an hour or so. What they did, we went to the new ward. When I went downstairs to the new ward, obviously after you get an emergency C-section, you're required to stay in the hospital, and obviously I stayed a little bit longer than I had to. So now, I'm not going to talk about it in this video, I am going to speak about it in my own video without Raihan, but I had one of the worst experiences as postpartum goes. I literally was
borderline like hating life at that point, and I remember to the point where I didn't realize it at the time, but now that my baby is here and looking back at everything I've been through, I know how strong I am. Do you know what I mean? Look how beautiful he is, mashallah. Let's oh my god, back to
dying and my baby's tired.
Thank you guys. Thank you everyone for watching the video, and
I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that it can help you guys. If you have any questions, ask me below. I'll do a part 2 with Raihan. Make sure you like, share and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos.